I'm going to go really wide angle with this review. A few weeks ago, I saw a post where someone in one of the Super Powers Facebook communities had created a blue version of the Spin Master 27-inch Batwing. And I thought to myself, it actually kind of bears a little bit of a resemblance to the Batplane or the Batjet on the Super Friends Super Powers show. Kind of if you cross that and the '89 movie and just thought of what the Kenner aesthetic would look like back in the day, then they may have come up with something like this. And thought to myself, well, I wonder if that's the right scale for, as you kind of see the comparison in the post, that's pretty close to the scale you'd want for the figures and kind of the scale you want for the Batjet back in the day. So through probably a little bit more work than I wanted, I was able to make a Batjet. So some of you know I put together a bat boat. You'll see that there on the right side of the picture. That bat boat is a repaint. It's probably one of the hardest jobs I've ever done, and it still isn't perfect. But through several attempts and a lot of rework, was able to get that into a place where it's at least decent. And kind of the same thing with the Batwing. And one of the biggest challenges that I had with painting it is that the plastic is extremely soft. Now, I did not go to a ton of prep work, and I know Dorian Vincent, who's in the community, would probably say, hey, you should have done a lot more prep on this and done a little bit of work making the plastic a bit more pliable and change the chemical composition enough where it would absorb paint a little bit better. And he's probably right. So had a few too many issues painting this thing with sort of minimal prep. The plastic is very soft, so if you decide to go through this process, realize you're going to have some issues. If you want to know what the recipe is, because I just don't have time to go out and get the recipe and bring it back in, but you can go to the Bat Boat video, which is also here, and it will show you the exact recipe for all the colors used, including the amber for the windshield. And I'm happy to explain it to you as well in greater detail if you need my assistance. But that should give you quite a bit of info on how this was created. So again, after sort of taping it considerably, using vinyl tape to be able to stretch into the right spots, and a lot of pre-taped paper that made sure that it didn't get paint to the wrong spots, was able to create a Batwing that kind of resembles what we get in Super Powers land. So you'll see, of course, it has the Bat branding. We have our bat symbols here. We have them here. We have the white eyes, and this was done through just a gloss element on paper that I used rubber cement to attach. I probably could have found gloss stickers, but just was too impatient, didn't have time to do that, and basically thought that I was doing that, and ended up being the sticky part was on the non-gloss part of the paper. So I just said, well, forget it. Let's just, adhese some rubber cement to this and go. So it gives you kind of that cool Batman eye effect that we have with the other Bat vehicles. There's nothing really remarkable to talk about with the cockpit, because nothing has been done other than just to get it painted on the outside. There is a 3D printer that is on Etsy, and he has actually created a cockpit setup for 6-inch figures. I have purchased that setup, and I'm looking to get someone to print it for me so that I can just print maybe a little bit smaller scale, at least the seat elements, so that I can get them to size appropriately to the Super Powers figures. But the cockpit display, probably about the right size, and should be able to fit in, and potentially fit more than one figure, which I've always thought should be a key component of some of these vehicles, including vehicles like the Batwing or the Batjet and Wonder Woman's Invisible Jet, which will only get a one-seater. But again, I'm just sort of happy we're getting that at all. What's really interesting with this is the design does, like I said, lend itself, gives you sort of that Super Powers look and feel, makes you feel like this was a vehicle we could have gotten back in the day from Kenner, excuse me. And, again, there is a great eBay seller out there who does some remarkable repros of Super Powers stickers. And from him, I was able to get some more Batmobile engine stickers, meaning, when I ordered the Batmobile stickers, I ordered a couple of them so I could, again, put my stickers on the sides of the Batwing, and also get these two engine stickers as well, which gives the Batwing sort of this really cool Kenner effect of back in the day engines always being on. Remember the Batmobile had it. For those of you who love Star Wars back in the day, the Imperial Shuttle had that. The Millennium Falcon had that. So that was really kind of a Kenner vibe, was to have, you know, those engines light up, or at least look like they'd light up with stickers. I did try to repaint the landing gear. You can see where it didn't really stick quite as well as I would have liked. There's some paint difference here where the blue wore off onto this black wheel a bit more. And at this point, I'm just sort of tired of painting, and I'm going to keep my hands off it for the most part until I get the cockpit piece back in. But if you want to do something like this, again, the recipes in the Batboat video, the types of paint that was used was in there. Not super straightforward or easy, but there are those of you who have a lot more patience than I do, and I'm sure could do a much better job. So have at it if you're interested in doing something like this, and please feel free to leave your comments below and subscribe. Thanks.